Okay, so the cleavage of covalent bond, either homolytic cleavage forms free radical intermediates. Heterolytic cleavage means positive and negative ions they will form. Heterolytic means unequally the bond is breaking in unequal bond breaking. Means one having negative charge ion will form and one having positive charge will form. So the positive charge present on carbon, those are called as a carbocations. If negative charge present on carbon, those are called as a carbanions. Carbanions. So these carbocations and carbanions are formed in heterolytic cleavage. Free radicals are formed in homolytic cleavage. Free radicals are formed in a homolytic cleavage. That is about cleavage of covalent bond. The cleavage of covalent bond is always in two ways. One is homolytic, the second one is a heterolytic cleavage. Okay, now understand ma? Now the next important thing is reaction intermediates. After cleavage of covalent bond, then what will happen ma? In the chemical reaction some intermediates will form. So intermediates always unstable. What are the intermediates? Intermediates means these are unstable and short-lived fragments. Short-lived means their lifespan is very less. Immediately they converted into products. The reaction intermediates, the lifespan is very less and unstable and converted into product. That's why that state is called reaction intermediate state or transition state or activated complex state. Activated complex state I said. Okay students. So what are the reaction intermediates? Reaction intermediates mean these are the unstable and short-lived fragments are called as reaction intermediates. So what type of important reaction intermediates are present? In any chemical reaction, the main important reaction intermediates are mainly free radical intermediates and carbocations and carbanions. These three are very important. First three carbon free radicals are free radical intermediates, carbocations and carbanions. What about the remaining three? The remaining three means carbene, nitrene and benzene intermediates. Generally just these are also one kind of reaction intermediates only. For these not required that much, not important, but these three are very important and compulsory. Most of the reactions these are forms. Most of the chemical reactions, what type of reaction intermediate will forms, dear students? Mostly carbon free radicals intermediates are carbocations and carbanion intermediates. Most of the reactions is forms these three intermediates only. That's why for your PUC level they given regarding these three intermediates only in your textbook or for any competitive examination. We must have to learn about this free radical intermediates, carbocations and carbanion intermediates and their stability orders and importance in what type of chemical reactions they performs. Those all information we need to learn and we have to remember also. Very important and easy. That is also very easy, not that much difficulty. And applications regarding these intermediates also very important. Okay, now let's see that the first one, free radicals. We know very well what is the meaning of free radicals. Free radicals is nothing but these are the generally free radicals means what, dear students? Unpaired electrons containing. These are the unpaired electron means single electron. Unpaired electrons containing atoms, containing atom or group of atoms. Unpaired electrons containing atom or group of atoms called as free radicals. Called as a free radicals. So these free radicals are formed in a chemical reactions conditions. At what conditions the free radicals are formed as intermediates or free radical reactions? So these free radicals are formed at these are formed in a chemical reactions at high temperature. High temperature means the temperature is around 500 degrees Celsius temperature, that much, either more than 500 degrees Celsius or 500 degrees Celsius. High temperature is required. The second one is in the presence of sunlight. In presence of sunlight, that condition symbol for sunlight energy is known as H nu, sunlight. And the third one is presence of peroxides. Peroxides means we know that peroxides, important example for peroxides is H2O2, hydrogen peroxides. So if these conditions are present, then the free radicals formed as intermediates. Such reactions are called as free radical reactions. Such reactions are called as free radical reactions. So what are the important conditions for the formation of free radicals as intermediates in chemical reactions? That chemical reactions must be carried out at high temperatures or in the presence of sunlight or in the presence of peroxides. If peroxides are present, then the free radicals formed as intermediates. Or sunlight or high temperature is present, then the reactions are carried out under free radical mechanism, or free radicals are formed as intermediates. So these are about the conditions for the formation of free radicals. Okay, students. Important characteristics of free radicals. Anybody have doubts? Important characteristics of free radicals. These free radicals are neutral. These are neutral, highly reactive. These are neutral and highly reactive. So the simplest carbon free radical is CH3, methyl free radical. CH3 free radical, because what I said, one single electron present in an atom or in a group of atoms. So CH3 is formed by the group of atoms, one carbon atom and three hydrogen atoms. And at carbon atom, one single electron is present. On carbon, single electron is present. That's why the simplest free radical is, carbon free radical is CH3. CH3 means methyl free radical. Once you observe that the bond here, the carbon contains three bonds. One unpaired electron is present. So bond is formed by the two electrons. Means total around the carbon atom, how many electrons are present? Dear students, 3, 2 is 6 plus 1, total 7 electrons are present around the carbon atom. Okay, so the valence shell of carbon in CH3 or in free radicals, the carbon having 7 electrons are present. In that 3 bond pairs and 1 unpaired electron is present. 3 bond pairs, 1 unpaired electron is present. So we will discuss about the structure of methyl free radical and other free radical structures and types of free radicals, and free radicals involved chemical reactions we will discuss. Okay? Anybody have doubt? That inform to me. Mr. Rani. Yes, Abdul, very good. Okay, listen carefully. Okay. In carbon free radicals, carbon atom is a central atom. Carbon atom is central atom having 3 bonds, having 3 sigma bonds. Plus 1 unpaired electron is nothing but 3 sigma bonds, means 3 bond pair electrons, means 3 to just 6 electrons. 6 plus 1 is equal to 7 electrons. 7 electrons means what it is, dear students? Odd number of electrons. Odd number of electrons are present means always the free radicals nature is what I said in atomic structure chapter only there I said. Even any molecule or any ions having odd number of electrons are present means its magnetic nature is paramagnetic nature I said. If all electrons are paired, then its magnetic nature is diamagnetic nature I said. See, I will explain. The bond is formed by, bond means what it is, dear students? One bond is nothing but 2 electrons. One electron shared by one atom, another electron shared by another atom. Means 3 sigma bonds. Means here 1 sigma bond is nothing but 2 electrons. So total how many sigma bonds? 3 sigma bonds. Means 3 to just 6. 6 plus 1 total 7 electrons. Okay, understood, ma? So the total in carbon free radicals, the carbon atom contains how many electrons? 7 electrons are present. Out of that 7 electrons, 6 are bond pair electrons. Okay, they are involving in bonding. 1 electron is present in free state. That is unpaired electron present in p orbitals or p atomic orbitals. 1 unpaired electron present in a p atomic orbitals. That's why carbon free radicals are nature is paramagnetic nature. Therefore, due to the presence of unpaired electrons or odd number of electrons, free radicals are paramagnetic. Free radicals are a paramagnetic nature. Okay, students, it's very important. Free radicals are only having paramagnetic nature, and carbocations and carbanions doesn't have paramagnetic nature. So that is very important. Next, structure of carbon methyl free radical. Structure of CH3 free radical. CH3 free radical. Okay. If you observe the structure, the carbon atom is central atom. Okay, students. Now, it contains three CH sigma bonds. Means one electron from carbon, another electron from hydrogen. Like total carbon having 4 valence electrons are present. Out of the 4, 3 are involving bonding. One single electron is present in p atomic orbitals. One unpaired electron present in a p atomic orbital. The remaining, these three CH bonds are arranged like this. The shape is trigonal planar geometry. Trigonal planar geometry. And hybridization and all we will discuss in chemical bonding chapter. So don't worry about that. Just now you have to remember. So CH3 carbon free radicals, all hybridization is a sp2 hybridization when the shape is trigonal planar. Shape and hybridization. Hybridization is sp2 and bond angle is 120 degrees. Means here the bond angle is 120 degrees will present. Okay, so this is about a CH3 free radical or methyl free radical structure and hybridization and bond angle. So if you are aware that these hydrogens are electron donating groups. Electron donating groups means their electronegativity is less. Electronegativity is less. Okay, just I will give you a few exceptional examples. One more petal shape. This is completely p atomic orbital lobes. P means what? It is dumbbell shape. This is completely p orbital. It contains one unpaired electron is present there. This is the remaining three CH bonds are arranged in a trigonal planar geometry. Okay, that is very important. If electron donating groups are present, the shape is being like this trigonal planar. If electron withdrawing groups present like CF3, you imagine that fluorine atoms are electron withdrawing groups are more electronegative. Fluorine atoms are more electronegative. Means brackets, you write electron withdrawing groups. This is electron donating groups. It is electron withdrawing groups are like present like halogens, more electronegative. Fluorine, chlorine like it is present. The shape will be changes. The shape will be changes. Then shape or geometry is pyramidal shape and hybridization is sp3, not sp2, but here sp2 and here sp3 hybridization. So how that sp3 hybridization is formed and how they will be arranged and everything we will discuss in chemical bonding, but just you remember now. Okay students, now sp3 hybridization means the shape is being like this. One unpaired electron is present in p atomic orbitals, one unpaired electron. sp3 hybrid orbital. sp3 hybrid orbital. This is sp3 hybrid orbital, but here it is a p atomic orbital. p orbital. We know that p orbitals, what are those? pxy, pyz, pzx. Like 3 p atomic orbitals are present, one of the p atomic orbital this is. Okay. But here the remaining 4 electrons are present in carbon atom. The 4 electrons are involving in hybridization, forms 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Out of the 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, there 3 are bonding with fluorine atoms, one is non-bonding. Means it has only one single electron is present. There the shape is existing like sp3, pyramidal shape. Okay. Electron withdrawing groups like fluorine atoms. That's why I gave hint. What is the meaning for electron withdrawing groups? Electron withdrawing groups means more electronegative atoms like halogens. Fluorine atom are present instead of this hydrogen place. That more electron withdrawing groups or more electronegative atoms are present like fluorine. Then what happens, ma? The shape will be changes from trigonal planar to pyramidal shape. If the pyramidal shape is formed, means its hybridization is sp3, like ammonia, NH3. Okay, but in NH3, they having one lone pair electron is present. Lone pair. Lone pair means 2 electrons. Does not involving in bonding. But here one electron only is present. That's why it is also paramagnetic nature only. But the difference between this CH3 and CF3, the CH3 is sp2 paramagnetic. Okay, and CF3 is a pyramidal shape, sp3 hybridization. The difference we need to remember. Then this kind of questions only they will ask in objective. What is the hybridization of CF3? What is the answer, ma'am? sp3. What is the hybridization of CH3? Are carbon and hydrogen atoms containing free radicals hybridization is always sp2 only. Instead of this hydrogen atoms, any electron withdrawing groups like more electronegative atoms are present, then the hybridization will be changes from sp2 to sp3. That point you have to remember. Okay, so this is about the structure of carbon free radicals. When CH3 structure and CF3 structure. Okay, next, listen. Free radicals involving chemical reactions. Free radicals are involving mainly 3 types of chemical reactions. Three types of chemical reactions. The first one is 2 free radicals combine to form one neutral molecule. Two free radicals combine to form neutral molecule. Because the free radicals are highly reactive, they will combine with each other, forms a neutral molecule. Simple example: CH3 free radical combined with chlorine free radical. They combine to form CH3 bond Cl. Or otherwise, 2 CH3 free radicals are present. Only 2 methyl free radicals, 1 and 1. They combine to give CH3 bond CH3 ethane. So it is neutral molecule. So two free radicals are combined to form a neutral molecule. That is one type of reactions. The second one is a free radical reacts with neutral molecule to generate a new free radical. A free radical reaction with neutral molecule generates a new free radical. See this kind of example. CH4 is a neutral molecule. A free radical means you have to take fluorine free radical. It reacts to give CH3Cl, neutral molecule plus new free radical is hydrogen free radical. A free radical means chlorine free radical reacts with a neutral molecule to generate a new free radical and neutral molecule and new neutral molecule. CH4 is converted into CH3Cl and the chlorine free radical react with methane to produce CH3Cl, methyl chloride and hydrogen new free radical. Again this hydrogen free radical react with chlorine free radical and converted into HCl like different molecules. This type of reactions are called as propagation reaction. It will be continuous like China. This type of reaction, two free radicals combine to give the neutral molecule means the reaction is stopped at here. There is no any other new free radicals. This type of reactions are called as end reactions or termination reactions. This is called propagation reactions. And one more kind of reaction is a free radical loss of neutral molecules to generate a new free radical. A free radical lost in neutral molecule generate or to form a new free radical. Let's see, I will give you examples. Like oxygen, acetate free radical is present, CH3C double bond O. Here one unpaired electron is present. Now this bond will be breaks. This CH3 and carbon bond is homologically, it will be breaks. This electron and this electron combine to form a bond. And last, nothing but CO2 molecule loss plus CH3 methyl free radical it will generate. See this CH3C double bond O radical means acetate free radical upon heating they lost CO2 molecule and generates a new free radical that is CH3. So this kind of reactions are taking place in free radicals. Okay, that's why free radicals are involving in three types of chemical reactions. The first one is two free radicals are combined to form a neutral molecule. Okay, one free radical combined with a neutral molecule to generate another new free radical. And a free radical loss of some neutral molecules like CO2 and generates a new free radical. Okay, so these are important reactions involving free radicals. Okay, students, understood? Anybody have doubt? Yes. Let's see another important regarding free radicals is types of free radicals. I'll discuss about the types of free radicals. Is very important. Types of free radicals. Already we are studied, dear students, types of carbon atoms. Primary carbon, secondary carbon, tertiary carbon. Is it or not? Primary carbon, secondary carbon, tertiary carbon, and quaternary carbon. And types of hydrogen atoms also we have discussed. Primary hydrogen, secondary hydrogen, tertiary hydrogen, and tertiary hydrogen. 3 types of hydrogen atoms and 4 types of carbon atoms we are discussed. Now, the free radical is present at primary carbon. Those are called as primary carbon free radicals. The free radical is present at secondary carbon, means it is called as secondary free radicals. If it is present at tertiary carbon, those are called as tertiary free radicals. See the types of free radicals. The first one is CH3 radical, means it is called methyl free radical. Methyl free radical. The second one is this RCH2, means the one carbon is attached to another carbon. It is called as primary carbon. That means are called as primary carbon free radicals. Primary carbon free radicals. Now this RCH bond R. Let's see the free radical is present at secondary carbon. This carbon is, what is the meaning for secondary carbon, dear students? One carbon is attached to 2 other carbon atoms is called as secondary carbon. At secondary carbon, one single electron is present. It is called as secondary free radical. This is called secondary free radicals.